Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Carl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast Radio.
Recognising the growth in the subscriptions market here in Ireland, sisters Kerri and Alex Sheeran established Taly Subscriptions, and they join us now to tell us more. Kerri, you might start by giving us an insight into both of your backgrounds and why you decided to go into business together.
Yeah, I suppose Alex and I have always had a very close-knit sister relationship. Our backgrounds both come from business. We've both been born and raised within a family business, so it was quite a natural progression for us when we did have the idea of Taly regarding subscription products to go into business together.
Was it from your own experience of subscriptions that you noticed that there was a gap in the market for such a business?
Yes, 100%. Alex and I noticed that we really struggled to find the brands on subscription, but beyond that, we really struggled with managing the brands on subscription. So you will find that there's so many businesses out there you could subscribe to, but then when consumers do have multiple different subscription offers, they really struggle to manage them. And that's why there is this fear factor out there in the subscription goods industry, which is exactly what we're here to disrupt and innovate with Taly, which offers that service for purchasing, but also managing their subscriptions all at the one touch point.
And what are the most common products that are actually available on a subscription basis?
Yeah, so the most popular ones at the moment are definitely your meal kits. Now you also have a wide variety of subscriptions such as your toilet roll, you have wine subscriptions, you have shaving subscriptions, loads of different beauty subscriptions. So the ones that are really super convenient in your life would be the ones like toilet roll, dog food, meal kits, and obviously a wine subscription is super convenient.
And talk to us about the growth in this particular subscription market here in Ireland.
Yeah, so the subscription market here in Ireland is relatively new, whereas we're seeing more brands all the time coming out with this direct-to-consumer subscription model. You will see in the UK that most of the D2C businesses are actually built already on a subscription model, or at least have it in their omni-channels of selling, whereas Taly is here to focus on just the subscription goods. We're seeing here amazing companies in Ireland building subscription models, and we see the growth down at Riley. You also see the likes of Butternut Box. So there is amazing businesses for subscription being built here in Ireland and servicing the Irish public.
Prior to Taly Subscriptions being formed, how were people actually finding subscription businesses and managing those?
So that's the thing. Taly is actually the first to market with this concept. And so it was very important for us to have consumers at the heart of what we're doing, because we know that the pain that they're feeling right now when it comes to discovering subscription products, but also manage them. In areas where subscriptions are super popular, we see an average of about 5 subscription boxes delivered to households every month. And for consumers to find the brands they can subscribe to, it's a very manual shopping experience by going in and out of different Google pages, whereas Taly aggregates the browsing, the purchasing, and then the managing on our platform.
And in terms of the profile of those that are using the service, how would you define the typical subscriber?
Yeah, absolutely. So our target market would be anyone aged 18 to 35 that live in a city or suburb, and they have a very busy lifestyle. So they want to receive these products that they don't have time to go and get, and they just want to receive them to their door on a frequency, whether it's every 2 weeks or every month.
And is it true to say that up to now that people have been really reliant on their banking app or their online banking to be able to manage those subscriptions?
Absolutely, and that's just really inconvenient. From all of our customer feedback, they're always saying they only realise either if it's €5 or €15 or €30 has just been taken out of their account, and they had no idea it was leaving their account. So really we want to make that management so much better upon Taly. And also with subscribing, you're often subscribing and saving. So there's often a 10, 15 or 20% discount given to those consumers who are subscribing to a product.
So how many brands has Taly Subscriptions on board to date?
Yes, so here in Ireland we have 40 different offerings, and then UK merchants, we have over 150 signed up, and that's growing every day.
So talk to us about how the service works.
Yeah, absolutely. So the consumer comes on to Taly Subscriptions, our website. They browse either by product or by brand. So for example, if I wanted a protein subscription, I come on, search protein. I'm here with all the different offerings. I pick the product or the brand that I want to subscribe from. I pick my frequency, so say once a month, and I purchase and control all upon Taly Subscriptions.
Have companies like Amazon entered the subscription space yet?
They have indeed, but Taly is targeting a completely different brand and product offering. So the products that we offer on subscription is completely different, and the customer journey of management and control is different upon Taly Subscriptions. It's more enhanced.
So talk to us about the enhancement in that regard.
Yeah, so for example, if you're subscribed to 5 different products on Taly, you'll be able to log into your account, pause your subscription if you're going away, cancel it, or change the delivery address. So you can do all of this at the one touch point, whereas on Amazon, you can't do these.
Can users manage both online and offline subscriptions on the platform?
So online subscriptions, being the digital subscriptions, we don't currently manage. However, we will in the next quarter.
And how have businesses reacted to Taly, and what level of success have you achieved in onboarding new businesses onto the platform?
When we approached them, they were longing for a marketplace in order to get their products in front of the right consumers. Because if you think about it, if you're a subscription-based company, you have no marketplace to be listed upon. So that's what Taly's really swooping in and doing. And at a 15% commission charge, it's reducing their customer acquisition costs. So it's a no-brainer.
And how are you promoting the platform itself?
Yeah, so we're jumping on the trend of using TikTok, Instagram, Reels on Instagram. So that's super popular. And then we also do in-store advertising where we offer in-store subscriptions.
What type of brands have been onboarded onto the platform to date, and are there any specific businesses that you'd like to attract to the platform going forward?
The main brands across the food, beverage, health, beauty and coffee subscriptions. And there's so many brands that we'd want to work with. Of course, you have the big ones out there such as HelloFresh and the Dollar Shave Club. So they're certainly where we want to get to. We're a little bit away, but we hope not a million miles away at the minute.
Like many other concepts in retail, the US seems to be leading the market in this respect. How would you ascertain the progress that Irish brands are making in transitioning into subscription-based models?
Yeah, you're certainly right there. The US actually holds 75% of the entire subscription goods industry at the minute. So they're really paving the way for us all, which is quite familiar to us, with happens with the different goods as well. That being said, the Irish brands are certainly realising what they're doing, and beyond that, applying certain subscriptions and bringing certain products to the market here in Ireland on a subscription model, and offering that enhanced service of getting your products on repeat at a saving.
In terms of businesses that should be considering offering a subscription-based model, what sectors are most relevant to that?
Yeah, well, the food and the coffee industry really is super popular, because obviously we're consuming it on a very regular basis, and we're searching for it constantly. So consumers are lucky that when they get a subscription for, say, their coffee beans or maybe their meal kit subscriptions, they have the availability of having it at their fingertips whenever they need, and they're obviously benefiting from a just-in-time method. So how many coffee capsules you need a month, you can order that on a monthly basis, so you have what you need when you need it.
For any business owner listening this morning that's interested in expanding into the subscription space for their own business, what should they be considering?
They should definitely be considering the frequency that a consumer will want to consume their product on. It's super important to know that the trends of when your consumer will actually want to receive the goods and how often the cadence is that they're using it.
A great indicator is normally if they have repeated purchases on the same frequency. So if they see their customers coming back every 2 weeks, they should definitely start thinking about introducing a subscription.
So talk to us about the revenue model that underpins the business.
Yes, so basically we charge a 15% commission on any payment that takes place on Taly.
And from a funding perspective, have you secured external investment for the business?
So we're just actually, to be totally honest, we have just wrapping up around now at the minute. So it's been a full-on few months, but we're just getting the last few investors across the line.
And how have you found that investment process?
Yeah, it's certainly been a challenge. It's been a real learning curve. I think for a lot of business entrepreneurs out there, you will know your business so much better after it because you really get put through the ringer when fundraising. But that being said, Alex and I went out to the market and we were very confident in our business idea and what we had done to date that we could raise funds upon. So it's certainly been challenging. As we always say here within Taly, you have to kiss a few frogs before you meet your prince, which is certainly the case when it comes to fundraising because you have to be ready for doing lots of calls until you meet the right set of investors. But we're very lucky that the investors we've got in on this round are super supportive and see the vision for what we're building here at Taly.
What about for those that have signed up to subscriptions? What's the attrition rate like on them and how long does the average subscription stay live for?
Yeah, we're looking at increasing the lifetime value on a consumer at the minute, but you will see that there's kind of a varying lifetime that consumers will subscribe for different goods. On average, you're looking at anywhere between about 6 to 12 months.
And of course, there's an old stat in marketing that says that it's 7 times cheaper to sell to an existing customer than it is a new one. Does that also transition into the world of subscriptions, where if somebody is already open to subscriptions and has a live one, that it's much easier to get them onto a second and third and fourth one?
It does indeed, and that certainly applies for us and is why we very carefully chose the key categories of food, beverage, health, beauty and coffee because of the level of cross-pollination amongst these brands. And it was very apparent for us from all of our research that if a customer purchases coffee beans on subscription, the likelihood of them having a beauty or a meal kit or another food subscription was a lot higher. Hence why we've created this almost sector agnostic but consumer focused subscription goods.
And my final question this morning, ladies, is what's the biggest lesson that you've learned today on this journey?
But most importantly, just drive on when times are hard. So we've had so many moments where the fundraising has been tough, or maybe we've had a little tech bug, whatever that may have been. We've always just said to each other, look, let's get the solution rather than wallow over a problem. We really just drive on and we bring a lot of energy.
Yeah. And being resilient is just so important when you're starting a business.
Well, if you've just tuned in, that was Kerri and Alex Sheeran from Taly Subscriptions, and I'm sure that they will continue to grow the business in the coming months and years.
Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Carl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast.